You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
How you doing, guys? Welcome back to Coffee and Juice. This is a channel where I talk about anabolics, TRT, TRT plus, and I also dive into the world of plastic surgery. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go outside my normal spectrum, and we're going to go out into the ether, and we're going to talk about natty and knots. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be doing a natty and knot on anybody, but what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the usual suspects, but we're also going to focus on the Liver King and how he got decimated over social media. I know for some of you, this might be passé, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer up an alternative perspective on why they don't have to tell you that they're natty or they're not. So stick around, and we're going to do a deep dive. And once again, some of you have the brain of a baby possum, and you don't realize what I'm about to tell you, but it's all going to make sense at the end of this video. So now if we deep dive into these natty and knots and why they're done and why people don't tell you, is that if this guy's walking around, he's got no clothes on, even though he's got to pick up his wheels a little bit, and he's looking like a cartoon character, some of you believe that this guy's natural. Now, if you can't tell by the serratus oblique tie-in and by the veins in his chest, let me stop you right there. You couldn't figure out that this guy wasn't on 5 grams of gear a week. Then you, my friend, if you want, you can DM me, you can email me, you could call me, and I'll sell your shares to the Brooklyn Bridge, because you'll believe anything anybody will tell you. You probably believe your girl's not cheating on you, but for some reason she's in bed every night at 8 o'clock. But that's probably another story for another day. So what's the number one reason why they don't tell you that they're pumping gear? So let's go to this. We'll go to your favorite Hollywood actor. So right now you're looking at the poster in your room that's on your wall. You're looking at your screensaver on whoever your favorite actor is because you adore them and you're enamored with them. So now all of a sudden, one of your stars are on a late night television show and they say, hey, look, you know, it's not chicken and broccoli. It's going to be trenbolone, halotest, and masteron. I mix it up into a cup because I can afford a chemist and I can drink these products. That's why I was so shredded for my last movie. So now people start to think, the studio gets a hold of the clip. They call this actor up and say, look, hey, dummy, do you know what optics is? You just made our company look terrible. And you just did a movie for Disney. And now all of a sudden, everyone's very upset. So what they do is that they fire you because even though actors are also delusional, you're easily replaceable. And you have about 3 other people who look just like you and probably can act better than you. So once again, you're a Hollywood actor. You can't tell anybody because you'll lose your contract. Are you going to lose $27 million for a movie? Absolutely not. And another fun fact is, would you do a cycle to make $27 million? I bet you would, because you do a full cycle right now and you're going to a pool party in Vegas. So what I'm trying to say is that for a Hollywood actor, it's about optics and it's about losing your contract. So let's go to the second point of interest when it comes to them not telling you a damn thing. All right, so let's talk about that. All right, so the second reason they don't tell you that they're doing masteron, halotest, and trenbolone is because I got a fun fact for you. And what that fact's going to be is that those compounds are considered to be contraband. And then secondary to that is that those compounds technically don't exist because they're made in somebody's bathtub or in somebody's kitchen in the underground. So now, once again, I know you love taking those products, but I would try to dissuade you from doing that. But that's probably a topic for another day. So what I'm trying to say is that what you would be doing if you're your favorite influencer, you're your favorite actor, and you just got on a social platform and said exactly what you were doing, is that that means you, the person listening to me right now, because you got nothing to do with better to do with your day, is that you internalize this information and you're looking in the mirror and you get sad. And the reason why you get sad is that for whatever reason, you thought they were natural. But now all of a sudden you put your hater glasses on and you're looking at yourself and you say, I'm a hater and I also have the shoulders of a 12-year-old. So what you do is you call one of the alphabet agencies and you say, I think someone has illegal drugs in their house and they're doing something wrong. So what happens is that the boys in blue, they get a hold of that. They're going to kick in your door and they're going to lock you up indefinitely. And also they're going to hurt your pocket all at the same time. And once again, there may be no relief in sight of you getting bail. I'm not saying that would happen to anybody, but who knows? So now, we're going to go into the third reason why they don't have to tell you that they're running 6 grams a week. And it's called HIPAA compliance. Now, if you don't know what that is and you're in a different country, Think of it like this. There's medical stipulations or medical regulations that kind of state there's a patient-doctor privilege, and your information is confidential regarding your prescriptions and regarding any medical treatment or condition you got going on. So it would be a violation of HIPAA compliance for them to come out and tell you that they're being treated. And also, they don't have to. That's their prerogative. So now, if we had to wrap up the trinity of why they're not telling you, that's what you got. You're losing the contract, you're losing the money, and you're losing face with a particular community. Number two is you might end up in jail with no bail in sight. And then number three, you have a federal regulation or a medical regulation called HIPAA. But now, remember, I always talk to two sides of a subject. And what it's going to be is that all of a sudden, and I've seen it, and I look at it and I start laughing because it's utterly ridiculous, is that you got a 55-year-old actor or influencer doing a motivational video. I get up every morning at 4 a.m., I have my little drink, blah, 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 and then I go train, and I get after it. All I'm trying to say is that, my friend, I've been doing this a long time. If you don't have your stims and your compounds, you'd be laying in your bed drooling all over yourself. So let's just try to keep it real. So what happens is that there's certain people, and I get it, they're going to come right after you because you have a tremendous ego and you just can't shut up and you can't stay silent and move in silence, okay? Once again, hashtag, right? Move in silence. So what it's going to be is that basically these content creators are going to get a hold of things. And what happened with your boy, the Liver King, to circle back to that, you know, there might have been some documentation out that got leaked, and all of a sudden, multi-millionaire or not, the guy gets on social media. He starts apologizing. His body's looking soft and terrible now. Because what you're going to see, I know his name is BJ, he's going to really look like that particular acronym that we're talking about. So what I'm trying to say is that the guy's got a crisis network or whatever the case might be. But with all that money in the world, which is about 30 grand a month on pharmaceuticals, which I respect because I'm all about the money. But what I'm trying to say, it's not 12 grand, by the way, it's 30 grand. Inside the source, can't tell you. But what I'm trying to say is that, look, the natty and knots are done is because, in a way, when it came to the Liver King, he tried to troll the wrong community and the wrong people. He tried to troll the godfather of this particular genre, which is Derek from More Plates, More Dates. The kid's information is great. The kid's rock solid. So all I'm trying to say is that when you try to ruffle people's feathers and they're sitting back and they're looking at you, and also you're making a ton of money at the same time, and sometimes people might become envious, is that they're going to put their crosshairs on you, and my friend, they blew you out of the water. So all I'm trying to say in closing is, look, I got a little bit of a mantra. And what that mantra is that when in doubt, there is no doubt. And what I mean by that is that when you're in your local gym, you probably go to Planet Fitness or Crunch or whatever it might be, or some of you spend the money, you go to Equinox, etc., because you think you're a big deal. But meanwhile, you got the shoulders, once again, of a 12-year-old. But once again, we'll get to that, and I'm going to try to help you. But when you look at somebody and you say, you know what, that guy or that girl, they look incredible. All I'm trying to say is that they're not just running cycles, is that they're implementing chemical warfare for years, and it's going on for eons, that they're using chemical compounds, stims, et cetera, et cetera. So once again, I know some of you are easy to fool, and that's why you soak all this stuff up. But all I'm trying to say is that, look, when in doubt, there is no doubt. If someone looks too good, it's not chicken and broccoli. So look, coffee and juice, I hope you got something out of it. And wake up, all right?